More than enough. Now, my wife, Cathy, she's getting older. She's not quite as sharp as she used to be, possibly. But she has agreed to do some sign language for me, and I'm going to ask her, come up. If you're watching this on the internet, forgive her for any mistake she might make. She's just going to wing it here. She's going to tell you a little story, and I'm going to get back behind her. All right, so last night we were leaving the gospel mission, and I was really excited because look out at the people. Look at the camera, dear. Don't look at me. We were singing the last hymn or song, and I was having visions. Man, God's grace is more than enough. We may have been tired before we were heading to the mission, but by the time we went through that service at the mission, it was so exciting. We were seeing God move in a variety of ways, and people responding and coming to the altar. So when we got out to the one car that our family owns, we have tried to decrease all our expenses and get down to just one car and to live simply and cut expenses. But I was so excited about this idea that I got that I said to my dear husband, I wonder if we could get a van. And my husband quickly, as he does sometimes, says, no, we don't want a van. Because, there's so many reasons why you wouldn't want a van if you're trying to cut expenses. But I had so much joy in my heart over what I had been thinking about picking up some kids that I had just met this morning. A whole oikos, a household of kids, plus children in the neighborhood, in the Greens, in their sphere of influence. But I couldn't explain that all to my husband, and he quickly said, no, we don't want a van. But I kind of had to get this out of me. So on our way home, I said, well, I've got to take all these kids to Vacation Bible School all week. And he said, what? Because he knew our Vacation Bible School was over. And I said, well, I told you that I had committed to taking kids to Vacation Bible School all week. And he said, you did not. What are you talking about? Sierra Grace Church, they're doing a Vacation Bible School Monday through Friday, and it starts at 9 a.m. And he says, what, this Monday? I could tell by the tone of his voice that he wasn't really as thrilled as I was when I offered to pick up kids in the Greens and take them to some other church's Vacation Bible School, using our gas on our limited fixed income and the wear and tear on our car, and then all the legal responsibilities for kids. And plus, he knows that we had invited kids from the Greens to our own Vacation Bible School, and they didn't come. Why, he says. Why, he asks. Why would you want to pick up kids for some other church's Vacation Bible School? Now, he said it lovingly and gently, not loud like that, but I could kind of hear the edge in my loving husband's voice. And so at one point we just went silent. But I could tell by his sighs and his breathing that he was having a hard time processing all this. And at one point he goes, you didn't tell me anything about that. Yes, I did. You did not. We've got one car and the cost of gasoline. He didn't say that, but I know he was thinking it. But I just stayed quiet as a good wife ought to in times like this. And just let him think, because after all, he is a preacher. And after all, the title of tomorrow's message is, Why Be Generous? Thank you. Let's give it up for Cathy Patterson. So we urge Titus, just as he had earlier made a beginning, to bring also to completion this act of grace on your part. The writer of the Sunday School Quarterly says that the Corinthians were not as excited about giving as the churches in Macedonia. Just like at Bell Road Baptist Church, the majority of the people here are not as excited about 7 days of prayer as 2 or 3 people are.